As we all know, President Trump is more than eager to reopen the economy as quickly as possible, despite the fact that coronavirus is nowhere near contained in this country. And in fact, infections continue to rise at a still pretty rapid pace, along with deaths. Nonetheless, the Trump administration has put together a new advisory committee focused on how to reopen the economy. And of course, I assumed that their suggestions would be open it up quickly now, and I don't care. We will sacrifice the poors in order to help our bottom line. However, apparently the first meetings didn't go quite so well, as at least one member has publicly pushed back against the Trump plan to reopen by May 1st. And this is Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan. That is an unexpected ally, I guess. He says this, quote, in the war against the virus, you have to work hardest to protect the people who are fighting the war for you, medical professionals and first responders. He also said that there's a need to provide financial protection to people who lost jobs because of the nationwide shutdown via unemployment benefits, stimulus payments, and small business assistance, and that we should not be going back to work immediately until we beat the virus. Well, then, call me surprised, pleasantly. We actually have a CEO that prefers live customers to dead ones. Amazing. I guess I have to give him credit for that, even though it makes perfect sense. It's better for business in the long term if we wait, because if we don't and we release people too early, we're going to have a second wave and we're going to have to shut everything back down. I know. But look, he also says this, quote, we're trying to give them advice. The more you can keep people stabilized in their ability, and he's talking about the Trump administration here, to meet their obligations and keep their family fed and housed and things like that, that is what you should be focused on until you can reopen the economy. And of course, this is why we need a UBI at this time, nothing less than $2,000 a month. I would, of course, go further. I would put a moratorium on rent and mortgages and credit cards until this is over. I would also cancel student debt. Because why not? You want to have people with as much money in their pockets as they can have. Why? Because once this is over, once people get back out, if they have more money in their pockets, they're going to want to go out and spend it. And you can't really do that if, I got to pay my student loan payment. I got to go and, I couldn't save all that much money because, my unemployment benefits, yes, it's an extra $600. And there was that one-time $1,200 check, but basically all I had was barely enough money to survive. I'm not going to go out and spend out in the economy. I can't spend what I don't have. But if you want to pick it up really quickly, you want to make sure that people have a stockpile of money so that they go out and they spend and they visit the restaurants, which have been devastated, and they visit the movie theaters, which have been devastated. They go out and they travel, the airline industry. No, instead of doing that, putting money in people's pockets, we're bailing out the airline industry. That is just going to pass whatever cost back onto us anyway. But we want to get back out there. But people need money in their pockets. And so what's the best way? Right now, it's a UBI. But at least this guy gets it enough to the point of saying, no, actually, look, my employees are fine. Most of them are working from home. I want them to continue working from home. I'm not interested in bringing them back in too soon until this is over. It's better for my business if we don't. It's better for the economy, and it's better for people's lives if we continue to keep them home. We're not going to sacrifice my employees or anyone else for my bottom line. We're doing fine. And let's be fair, Bank of America is doing pretty fine. And so he says we don't have a need to rush people out. We're doing fine, so let's keep people in until this virus has been beaten. And so, look, I give him credit for at least being smart enough to realize that going out too soon would be a disaster, both in terms of human health cost as well as future economic costs. And we're not going to be ready to be back by May 1st. That's for sure. As nice as it would be, it's not yet time. We need aggressive testing. We need, of course, to continue to practice social distancing, which conservatives have already ignored. We need a vaccine or an effective treatment. That's not going to be ready for quite some time. And so we just got to hold out and wait. But if we're going to be able to do that, we need the support of the government in order to do so. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.